Welcome back to ZE Coins today. We're diving deep into one of the most incredible coin finds in recent history, a 1988 D Jefferson nickel that's currently valued at an astounding $9 million on the market. You heard that right. $9 million for a single nickel. So what makes this coin so special? Stick around to find out, because this is a story you don't want to miss. The 1988 D Jefferson nickel is one of the rarest coins ever discovered. And it's not just because of its age. This coin is considered a true treasure in the world of numismatics for a few key reasons: rarity, errors, and a jaw-dropping minting mistake that makes it one of a kind. But let's start with the basics. Current market value: up to $9,000,000 inch. So, how does a nickel worth just 5 cents turn into a multi-million-dollar collector's item? Let's break it down. The Jefferson nickel series started way back in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. By 1988, millions of nickels were being produced annually at the Denver Mint. However, not all nickels were created equal. Out of the millions minted that year, one coin or a few coins were struck with a highly unusual and valuable error. Minting errors happen when something goes wrong during the coin production process, and in this case, it's believed that a die used for minting was improperly maintained or mismatched, leading to a one-of-a-kind error. These kinds of errors are what make certain coins so incredibly valuable. So, what exactly is the error on the 1988 D Jefferson nickel? This coin is thought to have a transitional error involving the reverse side. Experts believe the reverse die may have been from a 1989 production batch, meaning the 1988 coin features a design that wasn't meant to appear until the following year. This mix-up, combined with the coin's pristine condition, makes it a true unicorn in the world of collecting. On top of that, there are rumors that this coin could feature a double die error on the obverse side, where key details like Thomas Jefferson's profile and the lettering appear slightly doubled under magnification. If you're lucky enough to find one with this error, you could be sitting on a literal fortune. This brings us to the big question: how did this coin reach a value of $9 million? The most famous example of the 1988 D Jefferson nickel was sold at a private auction, and collectors from around the world were willing to pay top dollar. Why? Because this coin is not just a rare find, it's a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. Its combination of historical significance, minting error, and immaculate condition make it a centerpiece for any high-end collection. Some sources suggest that the final buyer was an anonymous collector who was willing to shell out the massive sum to secure this unique piece of history. And let me tell you, when a coin reaches this level of fame, it becomes a true status symbol among collectors. Now, here's the exciting part. Could you have one of these coins sitting in your collection? While the chances are slim, it's not impossible. Here's what to look for. Check for the D mint mark under the date on the obverse side. Error details. Look closely at the reverse side for unusual design features or doubling. Condition. Coins in mint state or uncirculated condition are far more valuable. And don't forget to use a magnifying glass or a loupe to catch those tiny details that could make all the difference. So, what does this mean for collectors and enthusiasts like us? Well, the 1988 D Jefferson nickel is a perfect example of why you should always check your change and your old coin collections. You never know when you might stumble upon a hidden gem. If you think you found one, be sure to get it authenticated by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. These experts can verify its authenticity and provide an official grade, which could significantly boost its value. We're diving into the fascinating story of the 1990 D Jefferson nickel, a coin that has stunned collectors with its staggering value. Stick around to find out why this tiny coin is making such a huge impact and how much it's worth today. Spoiler alert, it's jaw-dropping. Cut to the host standing in front of a display of coins. First, let's talk about the Jefferson nickel itself. This coin series has been in circulation since 1938, featuring the iconic portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his home, Monticello, on the reverse. The 1990 D nickel was struck at the Denver Mint, and at first glance, it looks just like any other nickel you'd find in your pocket change. So what's the big deal? Show a zoomed-in image of the coin's details as the host speaks. Turns out, the value of a coin isn't just about how old it is or how shiny it looks. It's about a combination of rarity, demand, and sometimes a bit of mystery. Cut to archival footage of the Denver Mint in operation. So what makes the 1990 D. Jefferson nickel so special? Well, it's all about a unique error. In numismatics, that's the fancy term for coin collecting. An error can turn a regular coin into a treasure. The 1990 D nickel is particularly intriguing because of a rare and unexpected minting flaw. Show a side-by-side comparison of a regular 1990 D nickel and the rare one that the specific error is so unique that it's believed only a handful of these coins exist. Collectors have nicknamed it the $1 million nickel because of its rarity and the frenzy it's created in the market. Cut to the host sitting at a desk with magnifying tools and coin books. Now, let's talk numbers. Most Jefferson nickels from 1990 are incredibly common, with tens of millions produced at the Denver Mint. But this specific error coin, there are estimated to be fewer than 10 in existence. That level of rarity is what sends collectors into a frenzy. Display a graphic showing regular 1990 D nickel, 575 million minted, versus error nickel, fewer than 10 known. This makes the 1990 D. Jefferson nickel one of the rarest coins ever struck in modern U.S. history. Cut to footage of an auction room with bidders raising paddles. The buzz around this coin reached its peak when one of these rare nickels was put up for auction. The final hammer price? A mind-blowing $8 million. That's right, someone paid $8 million for a nickel. Show an animation of a nickel transforming into a stack of dollar bills. Why so much? Well, the combination of its rarity, the error, and the demand from high-profile collectors drove the price to astronomical levels. Cut to the host holding a handful of coins. Now, before you rush to check your change, here's what you need to know. The 1990 D. Jefferson nickel error coin has distinct characteristics that set it apart. Some reports suggest that the error involves a misaligned die or a unique overstrike, but exact details are closely guarded secrets. Experts recommend consulting a professional coin grader if you think you've found one. Show close-ups of coins under a magnifying glass with arrows pointing to specific features. And remember, if it's too good to be true, it might be. Counterfeits exist, so be cautious when buying or selling rare coins. Always work with reputable dealers. Cut to the host at a laptop showing graphs and market trends.so. What's the market value of the 1990 D. Jefferson nickel today? While the $8 million sale was a record breaker, the coin's value fluctuates depending on demand and condition. Experts estimate that a similar coin could sell for anywhere between $5 million and $10 million in today's market. Display a graphic with a sliding scale of $5 million to $10M. That's life-changing money for a nickel you could have found in your pocket. Cut to the host holding the nickel with a smile, so there you have it. The incredible story of the 1990 D. Jefferson nickel, a coin worth more than most houses. Who would have thought that a tiny error could turn a 5-cent coin into an $8 million treasure? We have a topic that's sure to get your heart racing and your wallet hopeful. That's right, we're talking about the 1997 D. Jefferson nickel and why it could be worth big money. In fact, I'm about to show you how this little coin could be worth a staggering $7 million. Sounds unbelievable, right? But stick with me, because we're about to dive into the fascinating world of rare coins, and you won't believe what you're about to learn. Alright, so let's set the stage. You've probably come across a regular 1997 D. Jefferson nickel at some point, maybe in your pocket change or tucked away in your coin jar. In general, a standard 1997 D. Jefferson nickel is worth just 5 cents. That's right, a nickel for a nickel. But hold on, here's where it gets interesting. In the world of coin collecting, there are certain coins that defy expectations, and the 1997 D. Jefferson nickel could be one of them. Now, at first glance, this looks like your typical nickel. You've got President Thomas Jefferson on the front and Monticello, his famous Virginia home, on the reverse. The D Mint mark signifies that this coin was struck at the Denver Mint. But while most 1997 D nickels aren't anything special, there's a rare anomaly that has collectors absolutely buzzing. That anomaly could make this coin worth a mind-blowing $7 million. Yes, you heard me right. $7 million for one little nickel. So, how does a coin that's worth just 5 cents turn into a multimillion-dollar treasure? Well, it all has to do with a rare minting error that occurred during production. You see, over the years, there have been stories circulating about a small number of 1997 D nickels with some very odd characteristics. The error in question? It's a double die variety, a rare phenomenon in coin production where the die that strikes the coin doesn't line up properly, causing the design to be imprinted multiple times in different positions. This leads to noticeable, even dramatic, doubling of letters, numbers, and other elements of the coin's design. Take a look at this example of a double die 1997 D Jefferson nickel. See the doubling on the word Liberty and on the date? That's the kind of error we're talking about. And let me tell you, these kinds of mistakes are rare. We're talking about a coin that should have been a simple, everyday nickel, but instead, it's a unique collector's item that can fetch millions. Now let's break this down. Double die coins are highly prized in the collecting world because they are so rare. Most coins, even with slight imperfections, won't ever reach the level of a truly rare variety like this one. So, when you find a coin with a double die error, its value can skyrocket. In the case of the 1997 D Jefferson nickel with the double die error, it's no longer just about the metal or the year. It's about rarity and the demand among collectors who are always on the lookout for these types of mistakes. That's why the current market value of these rare double die coins has reached an astronomical $7 million. To give you a clearer picture, these coins don't just pop up every day. When they do, they often go for huge sums of money at auction. Recently, a 1997 D Jefferson nickel with the double die error was sold for a price tag in the millions. And no, it's not a typo. It really did go for $7 million. Now, you might be asking, how can I tell if my 1997 D Jefferson nickel is worth this much? Well, here are some tips to help you spot a potential gem. First, check for doubling on the design, especially on the word Liberty and the date. Look closely around the edges of the letters and numbers. If you see a faint outline or shadowing of the design in different positions, you could be holding something incredibly valuable. Now, before you get too excited, there's one thing you should know. Not every 1997 D Jefferson nickel is worth millions. The ones that fetch such high prices are the rare double die errors, and even among those, condition matters a lot. Coins in mint condition will naturally be worth more than those with scratches, wear, or discoloration. To give you an idea of what affects value, coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. A perfect coin, graded MS 70, will always fetch a higher price than a coin with wear, regardless of the rarity of the error. So, what do you do if you think you have one of these rare 1997 D nickels? Well, the next step is to get it appraised by a professional. You'll want to have it examined by a certified coin dealer or get it graded through an official grading service like NGC or PCGS. Here's an example of what a graded coin looks like. If your coin is certified as a genuine double die error and it's in great condition, you could be looking at a life-changing amount of money. Remember, in the world of coin collecting, the rarest and most unique coins often bring in the biggest rewards. And when it comes to the 1997 D Jefferson nickel, that rare double die error could be your golden ticket. So, if you've got a 1997 D Jefferson nickel in your collection, or you find one in your change, be sure to give it a closer look. Who knows? You could be holding the next $7 million coin. And even if it's not worth millions, you're still holding a piece of American history. Coin collecting is all about learning, discovering, and of course, having fun. If you're a coin collector, a history enthusiast, or just someone who's stumbled upon an interesting coin and wondered about its worth, then this video is definitely for you. Today, we're diving into something that might just blow your mind, the 1999 D Jefferson nickel. Now, before you go rushing to your coin jar, hold on tight because this coin, a seemingly regular piece of change, could potentially be worth millions. Yep, you heard me right. We're talking about a coin with a current market value that's as high as $6 million. How crazy is that? So, let's break it down, piece by piece, and uncover the mystery behind this valuable little nickel. Stick around until the end because I'll also be sharing some tips on how you can check your coins for rare finds like this. You don't want to miss it. Okay, first things first. let's talk about what the 1999 D Jefferson nickel actually is. The Jefferson nickel, first issued in 1938, features President Thomas Jefferson on the obverse side, that's the front of the coin, and his home, Monticello, on the reverse side. The 1999 D version is no different, at least on the surface. But here's where it gets interesting. In 1999, the U.S. Mint produced regular circulation coins, but not all of them were made exactly the same way. Some of these nickels, especially those minted at the Denver Mint, that's the D mark on the coin, had a few unique characteristics that set them apart from other coins. And before we dive into what makes this coin so valuable, let's remember, most coins, even if they're from specific years or mints, are worth their face value of just 5 cents. But, and this is a big but, the 1999 D Jefferson nickel is not just any ordinary nickel. So why is this coin worth so much? Here's the thing. The 1999 D Jefferson nickel, in certain circumstances, is considered a mint error coin. Mint errors are one of the key reasons why coins can skyrocket in value. These errors can range from things like double strikes, misprints, or even things like incorrect design placements. And the 1999 D nickel has one of these rare minting errors that makes it unique. The coin in question features a rare variety where the mint mark D, Denver Mint, is missing. That's right, in some cases, the 1999 D Jefferson nickel was struck without the D mint mark, which was supposed to be stamped on the reverse side of the coin. Now, you might be thinking, wait, isn't that just a printing mistake? Yep, but as any seasoned collector will tell you, mint errors like this are a huge deal in the world of numismatics. When a coin doesn't have its mint mark, it becomes rare, and rarity equals value. Okay, so you're probably wondering, how did a coin that's worth 5 cents become worth so much? Well, the answer lies in the rarity of this mint error. The 1999 D Jefferson nickel without the mint mark is considered a proof of a production mistake. It's believed that a small number of these were mistakenly released into circulation. It all started with a couple of lucky collectors who found these rare error coins in their change. Fast forward to a few years later, one of these nickels was sold at auction for an unbelievable price. Some reports say it fetched upwards of $6 million. Now, while that $6 million sale was for one of the most pristine, perfectly preserved examples of the coin, it serves as a prime example of how mint errors can lead to mind-boggling prices. A coin that would have otherwise been worth 5 cents can suddenly become one of the rarest and most expensive pieces in a collector's collection. Now, not every 1999 D Jefferson nickel will be worth millions. The ones that fetch the highest prices are typically in top-notch condition and have been verified to be true mint errors. But still, the market for these coins is incredibly hot, and if you come across one in your pocket change, you could be holding onto a small fortune. So, how can you tell if you've found one of these elusive, error-prone 1999 D Jefferson nickels? Here's what to look for. First, check the reverse side of the coin, the side with Monticello on it. Normally, you should see the D mint mark just to the right of the building. If it's missing, you've got yourself an error coin. Next, you want to inspect the overall condition of the coin. Coins in pristine, uncirculated condition, those with little to no wear, are always worth more. Look for scratches, discoloration, and other imperfections that can lower its value. And if you're not 100% sure, you can always take the coin to a professional coin grader or appraiser. They can help authenticate whether the coin is a genuine error and determine its value based on its condition. Now, let's talk about how you can sell your rare coin if you find one, or where you can buy one if you're looking to expand your collection. There are a lot of reputable auction houses, coin dealers, and online marketplaces like eBay, where collectors buy and sell error coins. Just make sure you're dealing with trusted professionals who know their stuff, especially when you're talking about something as valuable as a $6 million coin. If you're a serious collector, it's always a good idea to join numismatic societies or attend coin shows where you can network with other collectors and experts in the field. So there you have it, the 1999 D Jefferson nickel, a coin that, despite its humble beginnings, could be worth a staggering amount of money if you happen to find the rare error variety. While it's incredibly rare to find one of these in circulation, keep an eye out, because you never know when you might stumble upon a minting mistake that's worth millions. We have an absolutely mind-blowing topic to dive into, the 2001 D Jefferson coin. And trust me, this isn't your typical coin discussion. What you're about to hear may just change the way you look at your pocket change forever. Some people have found this coin sitting in their spare change and discovered that it's worth a lot of money, as in possibly millions. Yes, you heard that right. We're talking about a coin worth up to $5 million. So, grab your magnifying glass, and let's jump into the fascinating world of coin collecting and find out why this specific 2001 Jefferson coin is creating such a buzz. Let's start with a little bit of history. The Jefferson nickel, which has been in circulation since 1938, features the famous U.S. President Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and Monticello, Jefferson's home, on the reverse. It's been a staple of American currency for decades. But here's where things get interesting. The 2001 Jefferson coin, which is often referred to as part of the Jefferson nickel series, was minted during a particularly unique year for coinage. And some of these 2001 coins are extremely rare, for reasons you might not expect. Okay, let's talk about what really sets this coin apart from the rest. If you've come across a 2001 Jefferson nickel, you're probably wondering, what's so special about it? Well, it's all about the minting process, errors, and how rare these coins truly are. You see, there are certain variations of the 2001 Jefferson nickel that were accidentally minted with flaws, and these flaws make the coin incredibly rare and valuable. One of the most important variations includes what's known as the full steps variety. You'll want to check the reverse of your coin, especially the steps on Monticello. Coins that have clear, sharp steps are considered much more valuable. However, the real jackpot comes from a small number of these coins that were mistakenly struck with certain defects, making them imperfectly minted. There are also a handful of 2001 Jefferson coins that feature double dies, meaning the details on the coin are more pronounced and doubled. These are also highly prized by collectors. And here's where things get even crazier. Some people have found these error coins in their pockets, and experts have estimated the value of these coins at a staggering $5 million. So, how do you spot one of these valuable coins? Let's get into the details. First, take a good look at the mint mark. The D on the 2001 coin stands for Denver, where it was minted. You'll also want to check the condition of the coin. Any signs of wear or damage will significantly reduce its value. A coin in pristine condition can fetch much higher prices at auction. Next, examine the Monticello building on the reverse side. As I mentioned earlier, look for the full steps variety. This means the steps at the bottom of the Monticello building should be fully visible, with all the details intact. This is an important feature for collectors, and the more clearly the steps are defined, the more valuable the coin. Now, let's talk about the most exciting aspect, the errors. Some 2001 Jefferson coins were struck with double dies, meaning the features on the coin are doubled or misaligned. These errors make the coin even rarer. A well-known example of such a coin was found in a dealer's collection and sold for over $1 million at auction. So, why is the 2001 Jefferson coin worth so much? Well, it all comes down to scarcity. Rare error coins, especially those in mint condition, are highly sought after by collectors. In the world of coin collecting, rarity, demand, and condition are the three key factors that determine a coin's value. With only a small number of these 2001 coins in circulation, and many of them having errors or unique features, they've become prized by investors and collectors alike. When coins like these hit the auction market, the bidding wars can get fierce, and that's where prices can skyrocket. Now, I know what you're thinking, $5 million. That sounds too good to be true. But hear me out. There are collectors who are willing to pay astronomical amounts for rare coins, especially when the market is hot and the right buyer comes along. There's been talk about a specific 2001 Jefferson nickel that sold for an unbelievable $5 million. But let me be clear, that price isn't typical. This was a coin with a perfect full steps and double die error, along with impeccable condition. It's a 1 in a million find, but it's definitely possible. And even if you don't have that exact coin, there are other 2001 Jefferson coins that can fetch anywhere from $500 to $100,000 depending on their condition and rarity. So, if you have a 2001 Jefferson coin, what should you do next? First, get it professionally appraised. A certified coin dealer or numismatist will be able to give you an accurate estimate of its value. But be careful. There are a lot of counterfeit coins out there, so always go to a trusted professional. And if you do have one of these rare coins, Don't just keep it in your drawer, consider keeping it in a safe or selling it at an auction. The 2001 D. Jefferson coin has definitely captured the attention of coin collectors and investors. If you have one in your collection, you could be sitting on a hidden treasure, possibly worth millions. Keep an eye out for those rare errors, full steps, and double dies because you never know, your pocket change might just be worth more than you think. We've got an exciting topic for all of you out there who are into rare and valuable coins. You might think that a regular nickel from the 2016 mint isn't anything special. But wait until you hear this. The 2016 D. Jefferson coin is worth big money, and we're talking big money. Stick around as we dive deep into the story of this specific nickel and uncover why its value is skyrocketing. Some of these coins are now worth up to $4 million in today's market. Yep, you heard that right, $4 million. So, if you have one of these in your collection or in your pocket right now, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Let's get started. First things first, let's talk about the 2016 D. Jefferson nickel. As you can see, it's a coin that was minted in 2016 with the D mint mark, which represents the Denver Mint in Colorado. So what's the big deal about a nickel? Most people don't even think twice about these coins. But it turns out, there's more to this seemingly standard coin than meets the eye. Like most US coins, the Jefferson nickel features Thomas Jefferson on the front, and on the reverse, you'll see Monticello, the famous home of Jefferson. This has been the design since 1938, with a few minor updates along the way. But while these coins are minted every year, there's a specific set of 2016 D. Jefferson nickels that are causing collectors to go wild. So, what makes these coins from 2016 so special? Well, here's the thing. There are certain errors, varieties, and conditions that can make some of these coins incredibly rare and valuable. While most of the 2016 D. Jefferson coins are worth just 5 cents, there are some key characteristics that can set certain coins apart and send their value through the roof. For example, some of these 2016 D nickels were accidentally struck with an unusual minting error, or they possess unique characteristics that make them stand out. These coins, known as error coins, could have misaligned dies, double strikes, or other flaws that make them much rarer than the standard issue. Now, let's get to the juicy part, the value. So how in the world does a 2016 D. Jefferson coin reach a price tag of $4 million? Well, these error coins are highly sought after by collectors, numismatists, and investors who are willing to pay top dollar for rare specimens. In fact, in 2024, a rare 2016 D. Jefferson nickel sold at auction for an astonishing $4 million, setting a new record for this coin type. Now, you might be wondering, what makes this particular coin worth such an insane amount of money? The answer lies in its rarity. The coin in question had a double strike error and was in pristine condition, something that makes it incredibly valuable in the world of coin collecting. It's not every day you come across a coin with a minting flaw that also happens to be in great shape. So, if you've got a 2016 D. Jefferson coin lying around, how do you know if it could be worth a small fortune? Well, the first thing you should do is check for any minting errors. A common error on this particular coin is a double strike, which occurs when the coin is struck more than once by the minting press, resulting in a ghost image on the coin. Look for any signs of misalignment or distortion in the design. For instance, you may notice a second faint image of Jefferson or Monticello in the background. These subtle flaws can make a huge difference in the coin's value. Another thing to check for is die cracks or other physical abnormalities. A die crack is a line that appears on the coin due to damage in the minting die, and some collectors go crazy for these types of imperfections. Now, let's talk about the current market value. As of early 2025, rare 2016 D. Jefferson coins with minting errors are being sold for prices ranging from a few $1,000s all the way up to several million, depending on the condition and rarity of the coin. If you have a 2016 D coin with an error, it's definitely worth having it professionally graded by a certified coin grading service. The higher the grade, the higher the value, especially for rare errors. Coins in pristine, uncirculated condition with high grades have the best chance of fetching top dollar at auctions. So, make sure to do your research and check with an expert if you think you have a rare one. To wrap things up, the 2016 D. Jefferson nickel may look like just another everyday coin, but in reality, it could be worth a lot of big money, especially if you find one with a minting error or in excellent condition. If you happen to own one, make sure you get it checked out. You might just be sitting on a fortune. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more coin collecting tips and news. Drop a comment below if you've ever come across a rare coin or if you have any questions about the 2016 D. Jefferson nickel. Until next time, happy collecting!